off the field. For all you've done, you're the True Value Hardware NFL Man of the Year, awarded to the most outstanding citizen athlete. Congratulations, Junior. You've been a big help.
Something is terribly wrong with the children of Midwich.
There have been a few casualties.
They control your mind.
There are going to be changes.
They control your thoughts.
What are they going to do to us?
And nothing can stop them. Christopher Reeve, Kirstie Alley. John Carpenter's Village of the Damned. Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Please fasten your seatbelts. We've been cleared for takeoff. The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You may now move about the cabin freely. Since we'll be traveling over water, flotation devices are conveniently located. Please be aware that some cargo may have shifted due to turbulence. Thank you for flying Polaris.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun, STP Son of a Gun. And now clean your toughest tasks with Citrus Scent Cleaner Degreaser.
Back in New York and not very far away from us here at the headquarters at the Paramount Theater. Hank Goldberg is at a Jets headquarters on Long Island. And Hank, more on the Warren Sapp situation from Jets' perspective.
Yeah, it's unlikely that they're going to take Warren Sapp with this pick, assuming that Seattle takes Joey Galloway. And talking with Richie Kotite, I'm sure he's very torn about this because, you know, he had Jerome Brown, another ex-University of Miami, great defensive tackle. Butch Davis, who's the new coach at the University of Miami, has said that Sapp is the best defensive lineman coming out in this draft. But it's uncharacteristic of this organization to go with a guy who has any kind of potential problem. And they do need a wide receiver, having traded Rob Moore. They have a combined 16 receptions on this roster right now, so it looks like it'll be J.J. Stokes. On to Minnesota.
All right, Hank, thanks so much. The Vikings, if Warren Sapp should fall to them, yesterday they said they thought he was a defensive player that would make the biggest impact at the next level. Now, talking to Denny Green just about 5 minutes ago, I said, Coach, with the allegations, is there a possibility you might change your mind? He said, you got to remember, 1,500 people in the NFL are going to get drug tested, not just Warren Sapp. We worry about what he would be with a Minnesota Viking. Let's go back to Chris in New York, guys.
All right, Brad, thank you. The Seattle Seahawks have made a selection. Let's go up to the podium and join the commissioner.
With the 8th pick in the first round, the Seattle Seahawks select wide receiver from Ohio State, Joey Galloway. The New York Jets are now on the clock.
Well, that's a great selection for the Seattle Seahawks as the Jet fans rev up for their 15 minutes of glory, at least here in the first round. And let's explain what's happened here in the draft. Well, a couple of years ago, well, last year, Heath Schuler becomes a top quarterback. So this year, Washington goes out and gets Michael Westbrook, so the two of them can play catch for hopefully 10 years. Rick Meyer going into his 3rd year at quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. Now he has a breakaway threat in Joey Galloway, who also is a kick and punt returner and will touch the ball more than either Stokes or Westbrook, certainly in his first year in the NFL. This makes sense because Dennis Erickson, Joe, also brings the 3 wideout offense up to Seattle. They get Prohl from Arizona. Right. They have Brian Blades, and now they have Joey Galloway. So they've got 3 receivers.
And boy, have they got Joey Galloway. And, you know, he's 5'10", so he's not small. Everybody thinks he's a little guy. He's not. Does a nice job. Patience. You see him using his hands. Now watch him run away from the world. He is so fast when he gets his hands on the football. This is his athletic ability as a runner. He starts to the left, comes back, and then just turns it on and cruises into the end zone. Runs a little bit like Deion Sanders when he has his hands on the ball. Great patience. You see him put a little shake and bake on for the touchdown. He's got wonderful moves. He works in, works out, excellent patience. A lot of fast receivers want to get in and out of routes quickly. He does not. Here he's working on wet turf in the All-Star game. You'll notice he keeps his footing, makes somebody miss, and accelerates. Great body control. Joey Galloway is going to give the Seattle Seahawks exactly what they need, a home run threat to go with blades and pro.
Mel, his junior year at Ohio State, he averaged over 20 yards of reception, so he can flat out fly.
He can run. You look at the numbers on Joey Galloway, and you'll see a kid who has remarkable speed and then the production. 92 career receptions. You see the average per catch career, 17.8. Puts the ball in the end zone, 17 touchdowns. Did a great job, and what he gives you is an added bonus as a punt kickoff returner, and that's something that comes in tremendously valuable to a football team, especially early in a player's career. He will certainly, with his 4.18 speed, accentuate the possession skills of a Brian Blades.
The Jets are the next team up on the board, Mel and Joe and fans out there. Warren Sapp could be a consideration, but with their loss in the trade of Rob Moore, you got to think they're looking at J.J. Stokes, and Cleveland may be where Warren Sapp goes. We'll be back.
Maybe you shouldn't watch this.
Hi, man, get off me. Y'all been nosy now.
But if you're not afraid, call this number now to get into pro football's private world with this exclusive new video, Total Access 95. Plus, you'll also catch this officially licensed NFL football, both free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. With Total Access, you go wherever you want.
Going into every room with a camera.
You'll hear things you shouldn't.
This movie is rated R.
No, you're wrong.
Adult language. Gosh, dang it.
Doggone it.
You'll know when things go wrong.
We need another receiver. Oh, boy. But that ain't my fault, Coach. Oh, man.
You'll have Total Access and a great football free when you order 54 issues for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now to get Total Access and your NFL football both free from SI. There is nothing in the world like Sports Illustrated. Get into it.
What guy hasn't experienced it? You couldn't be happier. You're absolutely devoted. And boom, something goes wrong. So you start saying, that's it, no more, because I'll never feel the same way again. But you know what? Time passes and you feel different, and boom, you're back together. Come on, make up. Opening day, don't miss it, because you'll only hate yourself if you do. Maybe not today, maybe not next week, but someday you'll be in the car and you go, boom, what the hell happened there?
Well, we are back in New York. The Jets have about 10 minutes to go on the clock, and the fans are letting you know which way they want to go, although they pick a wide receiver, Stokes, that certainly adds up to what the Jets have done. Remember, they have the 9th pick, and now they have the 16th overall pick, because the Jets in the offseason, this is what they have done. They have lost quite a few, including 3 of their veteran members on the offensive line. The pile driver, Dwayne White, Jeff Criswell going to Kansas City. They also let their veteran center Sweeney go, but they're happy with the young guys they have moving in there. That's what the Jets feel. They picked up Bubby Brister to back up Boomer Esiason. They picked up Dexter Carter from the champion 49ers, and they've lost a lot of their secondary, but they picked up Gary Jones and Todd Scott to play some safety. 3/4 of their secondary, by the way, went to the Kansas City Chiefs. Last night, Rob Moore, who after this year would have been a free agent, they're asking for money way beyond the Jets what they wanted to pay. Rob Moore became a Cardinal in exchange. The Jets get the Cards' first-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and running back Ron Moore, who in '93 was a 1,000-yard back. So that brings us up to date on the Jets. Now let's go out to Hempstead and rejoin Hank Goldberg at Weeb Eubank Hall at the Jets headquarters. Hank?
You know, Chris, the running back situation is kind of crowded here now. And remember, they have Johnny Johnson, who gets over $2 million a year, who might become expendable. So that's another consideration. But in talking with the coaches here yesterday, even before the deal for Moore was consummated, they said that if the top 3 defensive linemen weren't on the board, they would probably go wide receiver. And so the question is, in their minds, is Sapp still on the board or not? And we're told that the inclination is not. So that would really point towards the wide receiver, Chris.
Well, Hank, you would think that that's the way it adds up. About 9 minutes to go on the draft. Leon Hess, who just celebrated his 81st birthday, the venerable owner of the Jets, like Mike Brown did a character change with the Bengals, so to speak. Leon Hess said, hey, I want to win now. I've waited long enough. Richie Kotite is their pressure to win, and probably Boomer Esiason's last year. Let's go now to the commissioner and get the Jets pick. The fans are ready. And apparently the Jets.
With the ninth pick in the first round, the New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Cleveland is now on the board with a choice acquired from Atlanta.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first real upset, I think, at this point in the draft. Not that Kyle Brady is a reach. He's a unique player at tight end. But the Jets, who drafted a couple of years ago Johnny Mitchell as a tight end, now he really becomes Richard Castor or Jerome Barkham. Guys that played tight end, and now Johnny Mitchell, I guess, if they keep them both, will be a wide receiver. He could do that. This could be Castor or Barkham reincarnated. Surprised?
I'm shocked. Johnny Mitchell cannot be a wide receiver. J.J. Stokes is a wide receiver.
I understand.
Michael Westbrook is a wide receiver. Johnny Mitchell is not a wide receiver. To me, this is the first upset. It just doesn't seem to make sense unless Rich Kotite has got some kind of plans that nobody knows about. They go two tight ends, maybe. Maybe Boomer Esiason wants to work to a tight end. I'm not sure exactly what they want to do because it doesn't seem to fill a need for them. Certainly Sapp would have been a legitimate choice. Certainly J.J. Stokes would have been a legitimate choice from all the research we've done. All of a sudden now he takes a Kyle Brady, and you got to wonder, why?
Well, he blocks, Mel. Let's start with that.
He does. He's a good football player. I mean, it is a surprise he didn't take J.J. Stokes, but Kyle Brady, the fine football player, work him into the mix. Really, it's 6'6" and a quarter, 260 pounds. He can do one thing that Johnny Mitchell really didn't want to do, and that's block. And when you look at the young wide receivers the Jets have, obviously Rich Kotite has a lot of confidence in Orlando Parker, Ryan Yarbrough, and Stevie Anderson. He's obviously going to look to bring in some wide receivers down the road as well. So it is a surprising pick, but at least it's a good football player, Chris.
Oh, yeah. No question about that. Penn State with 3 first-round selections for the first time ever, 3 in the first 9. Hank Goldberg, the Jets had some success some years back when they had a tight end from Penn State named Mickey Schuler. But Brady and Johnny Mitchell on the same squad. What's the reaction out there at Jets headquarters?
I think we're all a little bit flabbergasted right now, and I don't know what the plans are for Mitchell. I did see Richie Kotite having dinner with him in a Miami restaurant about a month ago, and I don't think he was telling him at the time we're drafting Kyle Brady. But it's certainly going to be interesting to see what they do with the next pick based on what their need is at this time and what kind of offense. We'll have to talk with Richie, and we'll get him down here and find out just what the thinking was, Chris.
Well, no, it's certainly a curveball. No question about Kyle Brady's ability because we thought he might go to the next spot at Cleveland, and certainly Buffalo, a few spots down, was looking at him as well, but he's now a Jet.
He is a Jet, and he's a heck of a football player. Chris, you watch him here. He can block. He can get off the line of scrimmage, get into those hook zones, and make the reception, and that's what you really want a big tight end in the NFL to do. People say he's slow. He ran 4.72 at 260 pounds. That's not slow. Certainly, he's not a great deep threat, but you don't need that. You need a tight end that can block, get off the line. Watch the hands. Look at that. Well, it pulls it in for a big kid, very agile in the upper body. You know, like I said before, Chris, at least it's not a guy that was projected as the 31st best player in the draft that they're taking over J.J. Stokes. They're taking a good player. How he meshes into this football team is going to be the challenge of Rich Kotite and his offensive staff.
So Kyle Brady, the first real curveball here in the 1995 draft. J-E-T-S, question mark, question mark, question mark. They get a great player. The fans are mulling it over. We'll be back.
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary oil that protects better than regular